Real quick, this video is going to be about faction heart transport ganking, but the point of me making this video is I want to buy your 8.4 fully awakened, or not really fully awakened, Flamewalker Staff. It must have 2 mods on it. It needs to have at least 8.5% ability damage and at least 65 item power attuned to it. So that is 2 attunements, slightly above the halfway point. It's very cheap to attune. I just cannot be bothered to level it myself or to risk going out in the black zone to attune it because my internet is garbage. I will pay silver and I play on the West or the Americas server. If it is a masterpiece item, I will pay an additional 250 million silver for it. And I'm going to pay the cost of the weapon, which is 70 million right now currently, plus the cost of upgrades and tip. Now, if the price of the weapon goes down by the time that you attune this up, like if the average market it drops to 40 to 50 million, then it would be 50 million plus cost of upgrades plus tip, so on and so forth. So, with that said, why do I want one of these weapons? And there's a few reasons, and then we'll get to the faction transport heart ganking. So, reason number 1 that I want one of these bad boys, and this one here is what it is, the Flamewalker Staff, and I know I made a video saying it sucks, and it does suck compared to other fire staffs, but it has 2 niche uses that I really enjoy more than anything else in the game, and that is skinning and faction heart transport ganking. Now, you know, I've tested many different awakenings on the test server with this weapon, and by the way, this weapon is getting nerfed. I'm on the test server. They've lowered the range a bit, and the damage is weaker than the live server. So it is what it is. It is getting nerfed, but it's whatever, right? But when you put ability power and item power on this attuned weapon, it actually becomes a better weapon to gank heart transporters with than an astral staff. Because right now, I use an astral staff, not this one, but just a plain one to run at enemies and dismount them and steal their hearts. I'm going to show clips of that in just a bit. You'll see what that's all about. But the Astral Staff, while it doesn't do as much the Flamewalker Staff, while it does not do as much damage as the Astral Staff, it does damage faster. And what I mean by that is I can burst someone off their mount and then kill them without having to remount and chase them down. And so essentially, switching to this weapon is going to save me about 10 to 15 seconds per gank on average. Though it is going to make me way more vulnerable to other people showing up to third-party me or defend the transports, right? But the other reason that I want this weapon is it is technically the best skinning weapon for safe zones in the entire game. And the reason why is that this ability, Spontaneous Combustion, is instant. You push the button, it happens, boom, there's the explosion. So, for people that aren't in the know, there's a big competition in the blue and yellow zones when you skin animals. If you find an enchanted animal, the first player to deal 35% damage to the health bar of that animal gets to skin it. And so right now the meta was you pick a fire staff and you fireball it, and that will almost guarantee you deal enough damage. But with this weapon, any other person that tries to steal the animal's kill can't unless they also have this weapon. So like right when the animal spawns, you dash to it, boom, you blow it up, and that kill is technically yours, even though 4 or 5 people might be jumping down its throat trying to deal more damage in a shorter amount of time. They simply can't because this weapon has it beat tenfold. Also, it's a one-handed weapon allowing the crypt candle, and everyone knows if you're skinning with crypt candle, you're skinning correctly. So yeah, but that's really the only reason that I've made this video is there is no Discord to buy and sell awakened weapons. I don't have a Reddit account. I can't post on the Albion online forums. And yes, I need an awakened one. I need one that looks like this. I will masterpiece it myself, but if you want to gamble and you spend 100 million masterpiecing it, I will pay you 250 million just for the masterpiece effect on it. Because on average, it costs 250 million silver to hit the masterpiece. Though it could cost 400 million, it could cost 500 million. If your luck sucks, or you could get it in a single roll and it costs you 2 million. But yes, this is what I'm looking for right here, is at least, and I'm going to show it on the screen once again, at least 8.5% ability damage, so this mod right here, and then also at least 65 item power, alright? And if it goes over, that's fine, and then that's all I need. These are the breakpoints to dismount, tier 8 Oxes in at least leather. I still can't dismount a full plate user, so if people are transporting hearts on bears and they're wearing plate, then you just can't solo them. That's just not possible unless they're really bad at the game or they don't understand basic running away like systems. And even then, people are still hard as hell to dismount and gank in this game. But this weapon should just make everything faster, and that's all I care about. And will I make my money back, on faction heart transports? Probably not. But it's not about making the money back. It's just about I'm bored of the Astral Staff. I'm really bored. Let's get to the clips. All right. All right. So here we go. Now this guy was heart transporting on a horse naked. So all it took was the Avalonian helmet laser beam to dismount him, and then he was done. So he had no boots to run away. This guy, he made the mistake of hanging out after watching me dismount, thinking, he's got a gallop going, he can get away. No, I'm afraid not. But look how long it takes for me to dismount him. With the Fire Staff, the Flamewalker Staff, I'd be able to dash into him, blow him up immediately, and not have to do all this horsing around crap. Now, at the same time, while the Astral Staff's W is a better movement speed ability, combined with the Flamewalker Staff's E, I would have already caught up to this guy and just fireballed him and he would be dead. So look how much longer this chase takes, and in some situations they're able to run towards the exit and get away and remount, and that's lost silver on my part. And yeah, so pretty brutal stuff. Let's see, this clip here, you can see that I'm dismounting slightly off his screen trying to cut him off here, and he still runs towards me. This guy's trying to transport to the red zone, which I'm not going to enter the red zone in my 8-4 gear. Just in case my internet dies, it's super risky, like mega risky. Now, in this case, he does get a proper invis juke, which is going to happen, but less often with the Fire Staff, because the Flamewalker Staff, he would have already been downed, right? Now, in this case, I have to remount. His mount's on cooldown, so he can't remount up. I can simply just double dash, using the Bridge Watch mount, dismount near him, and then finish him off. Now, here's another thing, too, is that the Flamewalker Staff combined with the Crypt Candle deals more damage with auto attacks, and the Cowl of Purity's laser beam. Alright, so I managed to get ahead of this guy on an Ox. I'll never be on an Ox when heart transporting. And while I can deal lots of sustained damage, you can see here, I can totally dismount the Ox, right? It takes 2 spells with the Flamewalker Staff, 2 spells. And I missed the laser, but I hit the Q. He's overweight, he can't move. He's gonna go invis. I can just hit him in the spot. He would have been dead by now. I don't have to mess around, and if reinforcements came, if other people came to save him, or if he wasn't overweight, he could have ran to the exit and been safe, but he was not. So this guy zones, and then I don't know if he lags out or thinks that he can just like sit around and wait, but you'll notice I have a fast load time due to having my install on an SSD or an MVNE thing. It's not on a hard drive, but this guy's slow loads. He has no shield because he just came from the red zone, and I'm able to just full combo him. But with the Flamewalker Staff, he'd have already been dismounted, and he'd already be stuck in place. I had to throw a poison potion here just to get him. Like, it was on the wire. Without that poison potion, I would not have gotten him. But again, Flamewalker Staff, those auto attacks would have dealt more damage. This guy's wearing plate, so he's at least doing what he's supposed to. And you can see that it still gave me trouble. But I don't know why he E'd up in that direction. That's just kind of random, kind of weird. But hey, free money for me. Now, normally, this mount coming up, you can't dismount. You won't be able to. They'll just get away. They push Q, they get a speed boost. But this guy, I had to keep this clip in here because it's so funny. He hits the wrong button and dismounts himself, which he's overweight now. And, whoops. He's donezo. He meant to push Q, not W, so that's his bad. Funny stuff. Now, this clip here is, this guy came from the red zone, so he, or no, he didn't. He's backtracking, not understanding shield mechanics. So with the Flamewalker Staff, he would have already been dismounted by now, but you can see here I have to slowly drain his health. And while it still deals a lot of damage, he's got a bubble up, which, he's not going to be able to time that. He does zone, but he didn't do his shield mechanics correctly, so he's unshielded in the next zone. I just follow him and then finish him off. I load before he does, of course, and so we just left click and kill him with a Q. Now, the Q on the Flamewalker Staff deals way more damage than the Astral Staff, but the Astral Staff does more damage if you combine it with an auto attack, even though Flamewalker Staff has very strong autos. Alright, now this guy, I just got lucky with this one. I was actually trying to gank the other dude, but this dude just walked into me with a heart transport. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. But I wasn't even going for this guy. He just, you know, wrong place at the wrong time. Lucky for me. He's not going to jump into that Ava portal because, you know, that's a full loot zone. He doesn't want to lose his stuff. And he's only transporting a single, well, he's transporting 3 hearts. I get one of the 3. So, yeah, he lost 150k. I earned about 50k. And, again, easy kill, but it would have been faster with the Flamewalker Staff. This is why I want to buy it. I'm just trying to tell you. All right, what do we have here on this clip? Oh, this is not a heart transport. This is a guy. I click on him. I notice he has a buff where he is looking for a dungeon. And I notice that there's a boss layer right here. So I run in, and I'm like, okay, well, this guy hesitated. I wouldn't have noticed if he just immediately zoned in, but he's like flagged up for Thetford for some reason out here fame farming in Martlock regions. I don't understand why, but I decided to steal his dungeon. Now, I just want to point out that the Astral Staff, it is strong. Now, I'm actually saving my cooldowns, expecting him to come into the dungeon and fight me. That's why I'm only using my Q spell. But let's just say, for the sake of it, he wasn't, you know, an issue. The Flamewalker Staff would have burst this boss down way faster than what I'm doing. Even with Qs or with full combo, it wouldn't have mattered. And yeah, it's like 40k in loot, so it's basically a heart transport kind of, sort of. But I just thought it was funny, so I included it in the video. And then it happens again. I click on a person, and this one actually goes in the dungeon because he's not faction flag. We're not going to fight. And I missed that heart transport up just above me. I know it is what it is, but I'm going to commit to the bit. And I load in first, but with the Flamewalker Staff, I'd be able to boss rush this guy and beat the boss even faster. Whereas here, you can see, you know, full combo. It still does a lot of damage, but it just doesn't do damage as fast. And when you're stealing a dungeon chest like this, which is very important in yellow zones, you need to be as fast as possible with your damage. He runs in, it's too late. I've already dealt 35% of the max boss's HP. Doesn't matter if he's the founder of the map. I entered it. I killed the boss. It's my loot, regardless that he was the one to loot the boss layer map. So there you go. Now this guy, I don't know why he dismounted to mine that because it was, well, it was purple. He didn't even finish it. He should have just finished it. That would have paid for his losses here because he's only transporting a single heart. So if he just finished mining that node, that would have been like 100k right there. But he lost, well, he lost 150k from, you know, dying. Whoops. Alright, so we got another Ox guy. He gets, I thought he would have got tagged by the mobs here. He did not, so I shouldn't have been able to get this, but he has bad angles allowing me to catch up, and you can see that while the Astral Staff is good at catching up and hugging an opponent that's slow like this, the Flamewalker Staff just has that extra bit of range, and it's just, it's the same amount of damage, but it's instantaneous. It's like boom, boom, and the damage is dealt, whereas this one, you've got to literally hug them. Alright, and then here, he gets away because he's got boots and he's got his abilities, so I have to remount and catch up to him. He can't remount because his mount's on cooldown now, so I dismount next to him, and, you know, now I have to brawl him normally, and because I use the Qs on my mount, I can't Q him for a bit. And you always want to save boots with armor with your E if you're Astral Staffing, because otherwise you might not have enough damage to finish him before he reaches the exit. But, you know, free hearts for me. Alright, and now we have yet another one here. This is another Ox guy. I just get one screen away, and he's naked, so, yeah, easy pickings right here. This guy goes down quick. Now, obviously, the Ox has some armor, unlike the horses, so you do have to follow up with your attacks, but he just melts instantly, and that's easy hearts right there. Now, this one's another one where I'm trying to gank this guy, but he's smart. He turns around as soon as he knows what's going on. And there's no way I can catch him. He still has a Q dash. I don't. But I get lucky, and there's just another guy transporting. There's just another guy caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. And this Whiplash guy, I've tried to gank him for several days now, and I've always failed because he's smart, and he turns around when he sees me. But, whoops, he ran into me that time, so I managed to get him. You know, and now here is what you absolutely never want to do. I don't know if this person is internet disconnected or they crashed, but they went AFK while heart transporting. So it's just free loot, and it looks like the people watching think that they get the loot. No, that's not how this works, bro. You have to actually get the kill to get the loot. All right, now I got way ahead of this guy, and again, this one is another one that I shouldn't be able to dismount, but he wasn't wearing the right armor. If he wore plate armor with a shield, like an Aegis shield, then I would have been able to get him here, but you could see his health bar just completely melt. He shields, so I use my poison potion, which is true damage. It goes through the shield. And boom, easy heart, and let me show you the profits now. Real quick, I don't ever have ads or sponsors in my videos, and rightfully so. I just want to point out that channel members, what is a channel member? You click the join button right down below this video. It's $5 a month. It goes directly to YouTube, and I get less than half after tax and YouTube's cut. But essentially, they get, the channel members, they get private, more personal Albion videos and just videos in general that are too good for the public. And there's a possible new money-making opportunity that will be available possibly forever, but I don't know. I don't know the full details. This is a maybe or a maybe not situation. It really depends. But there is something that will allow free-to-play players to do something that only people with premium can do. And that's all I'm going to say on it, but I'm going to make a members video shortly. Members will already have seen it, but by the time you're watching this video, if you want to become a channel member, this could be a way to print silver. I can't guarantee anything yet because it's still speculative, but if SBI doesn't do anything about it, then you will be able to do things that only premium players can do, and it's gonna really rock the economy if enough people do it. And another reason I keep those types of videos private and instead of just showing everyone is because either they will get fixed, and this is not an exploit, this is not any kind of game-breaking bug or anything, this is just possibly intended, okay? It's just clever use of game mechanics, alright? It's nothing bad, nothing bannable, of course. And I just want to point out that either SBI will change it or they won't care, and people are really going to alter the economy in the coming weeks. Possibly, possibly not. I haven't gotten to test this because it's not something I can test. I just want to point out that channel members are going to get a silver printing method here very shortly that might or might not work, and we'll see what happens. But again, those guys always get the newest money-making schemes, I tell you what. Anyway, back to the video. Let me talk about the profits here and how long this took to achieve. Alright, first and foremost, let me show you the loot here. This is not the final loot, but right now I have 1.92 million silver, and let me show you how many hours this took. Now, this took 3 hours of mostly AFKing on roads, waiting for red names to fly by me, or in the effect of how much actual effort and gameplay and chasing down people and ganking them, it was only 7 minutes and 30 seconds of actually playing the game to acquire. And yes, you know, I played in the early mornings when there's not a lot of people on, so there wasn't a lot of people to gank, and I also picked an area which isn't as popular. I could go to a much higher foot traffic zone, especially between Fort Sterling and Limhurst. That one is super bussin', and I don't know if channel members have that or if that's public, but this right here, this is 1.92 million in loot, and yes, there is an Easter event going on if you're watching this from the future, but that's not all the loot. What's also important is while you're ganking heart transports, while faction flagged, because that's how it works, you are earning faction warfare points. And right now, I started with maybe 2,000 to 3,000, and we have 83,000. So we earned, I know for a fact, in that 3 hours of mostly just AFKing, what I do is I park my character on the road, and then I work on editing videos, and I normally crap post on 4chan, but 4chan is dead. It got hacked, so 4chan is gone, and I don't have an internet home anymore, which is really sad. But yeah, I'll just AFK on the road while I crap post and, you know, do whatever I do. And then when I see a red nameplate, that's when I get back in the game, and I click on them and see if they have any hearts to transport. But with 81,000 faction points, which is how much I earned in only 7 minutes and 30 seconds of actually ganking people, I have earned 9 Bridgewatch chests worth 9,000 each. And I want to keep in mind, I don't have premium. If I had premium, this would be another 4.5 chests, okay? So, now that we open the chests here, we go from 1.92 million, and look at the money go up, alright? So, how much did we actually earn in 7 minutes and 30 seconds? 2.5 million. 2.5 million. And granted, 2 of those, we stole some loot from the boss slayers, which was nothing, it's like 40k each. Basically, 1 heart transport, right? And with a better weapon, I could exponentially increase these earnings. And if I play during prime time, which it looks like we're around prime time, 1800 is prime time now, at least during school year, I guess. During the school year, I could increase these earnings even more. Whereas I'm playing on off hours, where there's not a lot of people transporting hearts, right? So 2.56 million, but let me also show you something even cooler. We earned a bunch of fame tomes. This is 400,000 because I have 2 of these. 400,000 fame. This is 17 times 100,000, so that's 1.7 million. So this is 2.1 million, and then 2 of these. That's 2.2 million, and then this is just the daily, 10,000, whatever. This is loot from a mob or something, 10,000, whatever. So we earned 2.2 million fame from tomes, which would transmute to even more. I'm not gonna bother calculating the fame, but 2.2 million in fame tomes in 7.5 minutes of actually playing the game. Now, yes, it took 3 hours of sitting on a street corner and just attacking anyone that rode by. Yes, 3 hours. 3 hours for 2.5 million. It kind of sucks, right? But it's not 3 hours of actively clicking the game and clicking around on the screen and derpity-derpiting. You know, for 7.5 minutes at 2.5 million, that's a pretty good ratio. So you can tell there's a reason why I want to buy an 8.4 Awakened Flamewalker Staff, alright? There's a reason why I want to buy it and not use the Astral Staff anymore. There's an absolutely good reason, okay? Because the money is there. The money is absolutely there. And if you're watching this, you may be thinking, but Swole Benji, I don't have, or you're like, you don't have enough money, Swole Benji. You only have 1.32 million. No, I have billions banked away. I have billions of liquid silver ready to go on crafting stations, okay? Yes, I have crafting stations. I'm not telling you who they are. No, no, no. But I also have a bunch of gold here. And look, you see this 15 number in the corner? That's how many referral rewards I got today. Okay, let's pop them. 15. Okay, times 500 gold each. Alright, how much is that? Let's do some math together, boyos. 15 times 500 gold is 7,500 gold. How much is 7,500 gold worth? Well, 7,500 gold is worth 58 million. So tomorrow I'll have another 58 million, and then the next day I'll have another 58 million, and the next day I'll have another 58 million. So, so yes, I can afford to buy your 8.4 Awakened Flamewalker Staff. My problem is that I don't know anyone that actively wants to go out into a black zone and make one. All right, I have talked to every Western streamer I could, and I've had people email me wanting me to like sell them one. I'm like, bro, I don't go to black zones and do that, and I'm not gonna do any weirdness. You have the item, you have it attuned to what I want, or better. If it's better, I'll even pay more for it. But I don't care about defensive stats. If you have it juiced all the way up and it has maximum HP too, sure, great, whatever, you know, we can work something out. But it needs the minimum ability power and item power that I want, and if it doesn't, I don't want it. I don't want to have to buy you the item and then you go farm it. I don't want to have to pay you per upgrade as you upgrade it and hope you don't die with it. I just want you to open trade, I plop down the silver, and we accept. And I'll re-attune it to myself. Alright, I'll pay the fee. That's fine. That's totally fine. Don't worry about that. That's on me. But yes, you can see here that ganking heart transports is insanely, massively super profitable. And I really want to min-max that out. But also, I want a better weapon for skinning. And the Flamewalker Staff is the best one. I know channel members have had the secret sauce of the best weapon for a while now, and they still know the tips and tricks to make it super juiced up. But with that said, that's the video, guys. If you know someone that sells 8.4 Awakened weapons, I would be interested in buying other stuff too, but I don't want to have to make a video every time I want to buy something, and there's just no market for it. There's no specialized Discord. There's no one acting like, why aren't the people doing world bosses or Ava Road raids, why aren't they selling this and just making money? There are so many Yellow Zone warriors out there, myself included, that would pay top freaking silver for some awakened juiced up weapons, but no one wants to do it, or no one cares to like enter that market. I'm telling you, it's lucrative, but you know, the silver's there on the table. You just gotta have to want to take it. And as for me and channel members, yes, channel members have access to a video that shows them how they can mostly safely attune a weapon with very clever use of game mechanics. But again, my internet's so bad, and every time that I awaken weapons, I always encounter gankers with radar hacks, and it's a real pain in the ass to avoid and fight them. It's just not worth the stress. I'd rather just pay the silver. You can see that I literally print silver every day with this claim reward thing. Like, look at this. Like, it's endless. This is an endless list, okay? It is infinite. It doesn't even show all the ones that I've had in the past, okay? I'm the #1 most preferred player for a reason, because I'm the most famous player for a reason. Let me buy your freaking items. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you so much, guys, and join my Discord and pass the questionnaire, and we can gank heart transports together. It's a lot of fun, pretty profitable, and usually anyone that I gank with, I just give them all the loot. I don't even keep it, just as a thanks for playing with me kind of thing. But with that said, leave a like, leave a comment, and by the way, I put this in editing mode already, but check the pinned comment. I will leave you the pinned comment on YouTube. I will edit that comment if I have the weapon or not. If I don't, then I'm still wanting to buy it, okay? Even if I know it's being nerfed. It is literally being nerfed on the test server as I record this. I know it's nerfed. I know the range on the E is not as high. The damage is not as high. I know this. I still want to buy it. So sell it to me. Somebody please sell it to me. Click the video on the right side of your screen, and if you do, for some reason, your milk will last 3 extra days past the due date in your fridge. Oh, and as a bonus, you could even calculate the Faction Warfare weekly report rewards that you would get from ganking hearts, which is another, like, 5 to 6 chests, especially if you're doing this every day. But whatever, that's it. That's the video. Thanks. Mwah.